Okay, so for this exercise, we're going to start laying down. So Leo season, August, is really all about fire. So fire is connected to our solar plexus. It's the area right between the rib cage and the pelvis. So even if you don't associate with being this type of person, sometimes we need to be able to cultivate a little bit of fire in our life and feel a little bit more energized without relying on caffeine and things like that all the time. And I'm fully saying that's me as well. All right. So come down onto the back of your body and just notice what parts actually connect with the mat. So see if you can feel your shoulders drop a little bit. Feel the back of your pelvis on the mat. And notice if in your own body you have quite a bit of space under your lumbar spine or if it mostly connects. So what I want you to do is actually connect to that area of your solar plexus. So this is beneath the bust, and your hands are going to come onto your front low ribs. And you might even feel that space at the bottom where your ribs start to separate. So give yourself a nice deep breath in, and notice how your chest rises, even your belly might lift a little bit away from the mat. And then as you exhale, try and breathe all of your breath out and connect as much of the back of your body to the mat as you can. So let your front low ribs move towards your hip bones. And it might feel like almost like your ribs are kind of disappearing into your abdominal muscles. And then if you haven't already, hopefully you have, take another deep breath in. And exhale, breathe all of the breath out through your nose. So already you're going to start to feel that engagement of your abdomen. Inhale and exhale. Again, feel the back of your body. It might even feel like you're pressing your mid-back into the floor. And just maybe even close your eyes and connect with this movement on your own time and your own pace. So you're also, with your hands, connecting onto your belly as well. You're feeling some of your own strength. And again, this is really gentle. This isn't like we're doing a big movement, sit-ups or anything like that. But just notice as you let go of all of your breath, feel that engagement of your belly. We all have the ability to connect to our core strength and our inner strength as well. And sometimes, even though we're doing this on a physical level, it connects even to our emotional level and even how we carry ourselves too. Okay, so let yourself relax for a moment. Let your belly soften if you can. Breathing a few times, nice and deep. So again, just notice the difference here. And then, so the next movement, try and lift your shins so they're about parallel to the floor. So again, fairly easy, but even as you draw your knees a little bit towards you, you'll maybe notice that you might feel a little bit of engagement, more so in your low belly. Now, take your hands to your thighs. Now, there isn't going to be, again, any really noticeable movement here, but try and press your hands into your thighs and then thighs into your hands. So you can back this off, or you could really try and press them in towards each other. And if you could do this movement, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your abdominals. I can't speak right now. All right. So, and if you can tune into that movement that we just did, try and press maybe a little bit more of your mid-back into the mat. Can you feel like you're also sinking your navel into the mat as well? So maybe feeling a little bit of heat, a little bit of fire building, even with very, very little movement. So just bring the soles of your feet down. You can take a few more breaths if you'd like. And this time, just let your knees fall heavy side to side. Give yourself a few breaths. You can even let your palms turn open. And then drawing your feet back together, extend your legs up, press out through your heels. So as much as possible, you want your heels in line with your hip bones rather than drawing your legs towards you.
Okay, so with your heels over your hips, just hold on behind your thighs. And again, instead of trying to pull your legs towards you, actually try and press your legs into your hands. And then see if you can use the strength of your arms and lift the back of your head and shoulders away from the mat. So you can stay here as long as you're able and let your navel sink towards the mat. And now your challenge here too is to be able to breathe. So your abdomen is working, so you can't take those big belly breaths. So see if you can send more of your breath into your chest, in your rib cage. Good. So if you feel like you can hold this, then maybe reach your fingertips towards that front edge of your mat. And you can stay here. So a few more breaths if you can. Even reach a little bit more. See if you can challenge yourself. And then hold on, and you can release the back of your head. Now I'll show you some alternatives as well if you still feel like you have the potential to go a little bit further. So same action using the pull of your hands, and then reach towards the top edge of your mat, and then see if you can maybe float your leg here. So it can be at any place. It doesn't need to be too far away from you. And then using your exhale, draw your leg back up. So try with the opposite side. Again, whatever height feels good. You don't want to feel like you're dropping out of this to let your leg go long or drop deeper. And then as you exhale, drop back up to center. So see if you can go back and forth, switching sides a couple of times. And this time you are also releasing your leg with your inhale and then drawing back with your exhale. So especially when you exhale, feel like you're even here drawing your navel in. And then holding on, release the back of your head. You can even bend your knees, let your shoulders drop, and just give yourself a few breaths. So even if this is a challenge, notice how that feels in your body. How does it feel for you to be able to even challenge your body and then be able to be like, I have the ability to then face other challenges in my life as well. So it's like you're developing that same kind of skill. Okay? So legs reach once more. And again, try and press your thighs into your hands and lift. So this time, if you wish, hands come to the outside of your right leg. Now, I'm pretending like I have a block between my hands. If you have a block and want something to press into, you can hold on to a block. And then your opposite leg goes. So my left arm and right leg are pressing together and then lift up. So you'll feel this in a slightly different area. Remember to keep breathing. Your leg comes back up as you exhale. And you can always come out at any point. Good. Then come back to center. Hands come onto the outsides of your legs once more. And if you need to, drop down for a moment or switch right to the other side. This time my right arm is pressing into my left leg and my right leg is lifting and lowering. So as I exhale, I'm coming back up to center. I'm trying to reach my hands towards the outer corners of the mat. Good. Come back to center. Good. Release the back of your head. Bring your feet down. And just draw your arms overhead or maybe into a goalpost-like position. And just separate your feet. So your feet are nice and wide. And just let your knees drop heavy to your left. So with your feet apart, this isn't so much a twist, but you're trying to actually reach your left knee away from your heart. So you're stretching out through the front of your thigh, but you might also feel this into your belly as well. It can feel really good. This is stretching our psoas muscle, and this actually brings us into the fetal position. So sometimes if we've been kind of in stuck mode, or if we've been feeling a lot of fear or uncertainty, these muscles can sometimes get tight. So just notice how this feels. And I'm always about trying to bring balance into the body. So if we're doing some abdominal work and we're finding strength, yes, we want to be able to tap into that and tune into that, but we don't want to stay there. We don't want to be in this perpetual state or place of kind of gripping or strength with our abdomen. We want to be able to release. We want to be able to soften as much as we are able to strengthen as well. Okay, so just come back to center and just bring your feet wide, your knees together, and just take your hands onto your belly. So a little bit lower than where they were before, so not quite on your front low ribs, more around your navel. And just give yourself some really deep breaths right into the base of your belly. And then let go of your breath just as deeply. So as you breathe long and deep, in through your nose and out through your nose, imagine your breath passing that place up a little bit higher between your front low ribs. So using your breath as you breathe to fan that inner fire. So think of it as your breath passing through your solar plexus, that inner fire, and you're using your breath just to bring a little bit more heat, a little bit more fire. So sometimes we also think of confidence as something that is very bold, something that is very out there. But there's something to be said too about how stillness can build just a quiet confidence. When you are centered, when you're connected to your breath and your body, there is a different kind of confidence that you can cultivate just by being here and just by being exactly who you are. So you can use any of these abdominal exercises anytime you like. You can thread them into your other practices as well. Or if you're feeling like you are discouraged, as long as you're home and you have the space, just give yourself a few moments, even if it's working with the breath and just feeling your abdomen soften and lengthen and then engage. It can make a difference just by bringing your attention back to yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that.